Awesome. Hey, thank you guys for joining us on this Tuesday, May 28th. Oh man, summer is already kicking off and we're here. Thank you guys for joining us. We have our Rotarian members here in the Dallas area, as well as guest speaker Bill Dindy, all the way from Singapore.
Oh, wow.
Andy's going to join us, so I'm going to kind of.
Oh, Andy.
Bill Dindy.
Yes. He's just going to sit over here to the side, but he'll be here joining us. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and kick off. Mr. David, can you lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And Miss Linda, can you open us up in prayer, please?
As we gather here this evening as members of Rotary, we pray that we are ever mindful of opportunities to render our services to fellow citizens and to our community. Always keep in mind the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts to those areas and on those things about which future generations can build with confidence and strive to create hope in the world. Amen.
Thank you. All right. Well, I just want to give Linda and David an amazing shout out. They have spent, I think, 3 weeks now volunteering at Envision in Dallas. They recently moved to a new location. So they conducted training on how to guide people that are blind or visually impaired and help them get acquainted with the new office building. Where's the restroom? Where's the lunchroom? All kind of getting familiarized themselves with the new building. So I think they definitely should get the Star Award for volunteer hours. I mean, they're doing 5-7 hours a day. I'm like, man, you guys are going to be part-time employees.
Well, they
know
said
it.
On the payroll today, but
right?
The water went out last Friday, or anyway, the sewer line. So they had no restrooms. They had porta potties. So that was all last week. It was back on today, though.
But the porta potties blew up.
And for the porta potties that the workmen are using have blown over.
Oh my! Oh, well, that stinks.
We got the rest of this week and a couple of days next week.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for doing that. We're racking up a lot of service hours. I keep plugging those in. So thank you for sending that and sharing your work. For those that are in the Dallas Irving office, I mean, how's everybody doing? There's quite a bit of storms over the last couple of weeks. We were in Mexico, came home, everything was fine, and just a lot of wind up here at the lake. Chris, how about where you guys are at? Anything?
Yeah, we had power outages over here, so ain't much we can do.
Yeah, no.
I haven't had any problems.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Well, glad everyone is doing well and safe. So, any other club announcements? Let's see. Yes, sir?
David what? David and I have registered a convention for next year. Calgary. Tomorrow's the last day to register at a reduced price.
Okay, so Linda and David are going to go to the district or the international convention at Calgary next year. Got it.
And the stampede starts 2 days after the convention, so we need to stay and watch that.
There'll be a lot of shortage of rooms.
Well, I'm going to try to check Airbnb again like we did in Melbourne.
Yeah. We do have, let's see, in June, at the end of June, District Governor Regina Edwards is having her district leadership event on June the 27th. And then we are going to host ours in July. So more information on that. But that's
is that her
what
installation?
Yes.
Okay, installation. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Erica, I did do the junior achievement. I did get that finished. I did
super.
May 13th through the 17th.
Was that your hold on, May, what was the date again, please?
May 13th,
Uh-huh.
the 17th.
Okay. Was that the completion of your training?
No, that was the actual volunteering in the classroom.
Oh, super.
Yeah, the only day I did not do was the 15th, that Wednesday, but I
Uh-huh.
doubled up on lessons, so I still got all 5 lessons in that week.
And how many hours did you volunteer?
Do you count just the ones for the preparation beforehand, or do you count
Yeah, the
those actually
You're-
in the class?
both your prep work and what you were in the class.
Okay, so that was 2 hours per day, so it would have been 2, 4, 6, 8 hours total.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you. I'll get that logged. Awesome.
Okay.
Anything else? Any other club announcements or volunteer hours that I can record? All right. Well, I'm really excited, you guys.
We'll go with Ryla, getting all that.
Yes, Ryla. So we had great partnership. We were able to fundraise $1,700. We purchased all non-perishable goods from Sam's Club. It was mailed directly to Midlothian Rotary Club. They received them, got them over to the Ryla camp on Saturday. And then on Thursday, the students are going to pack, assemble the snack bags. Each bag will come with 7 different non-perishable food items: peanut butter crackers, applesauce, beef jerky, tuna, chicken in a can, those type of things. That will be prepared for 500 students.
500.
Or 500 bags. And then on Thursday afternoon, the lady from Veterans Resource Center is going to go to Midlothian and actually talk to the students to let them know why this program is important and the work that the Veterans Resource Center does. And then she'll take all those bags with her. So it just worked out so well that I'm not transporting all this stuff, and we were able to kind of be the hands behind the scenes and make it happen, and helping our Ryla students with their first service project at camp. So good stuff. All right, without further ado, actually I'm going to have Miss Linda, as our former district governor. Will you introduce our special guest speaker tonight?
Well, that's an honor. I guess Bill has been around for a long time. He has been my treasurer when I was governor, and he went on to be governor in 2016-17, I believe it was, Bill. And he's just a dynamic speaker. He's inspiring. He's just all of those things you want a person to be. So most of y'all do know Bill or have heard him. So Bill, please give us your words of advice and inspiration.
Well, you're too kind, and I appreciate being here. I'm sorry for the bandwidth being so bad in the hotel I'm in. I stayed at Airbnb in Little India in Singapore. Indian food, Singaporean food, Malaysian food. It has been a food festival here. Wonderful, wonderful experience. But the biggest experience, the nicest thing, is a reminder of how big our organization is and how this ideal of doing good work for humanity, to take care of our communities and then to take care of the rest of the world, it's a worldwide thing. It's a natural feeling I think that most people have. And I'm so grateful that we have this organization that allows us, when we have time, when a person can plug in and do those volunteer hours for the Lighthouse for the Blind, or for the Junior Achievement, or for wherever, we can plug in and do it. But when we get busy with our lives, as we do, and those of you who've had businesses and who work and have families, you all know that it's a wave of sometimes we have an abundance of times, and then other times we have no time at all. But when we have to step away, it continues on, because you have Jerica and our leadership team of our club moving things forward and continuing to do the good work, and they're ready for you to step back in when you can. I love the organization for that. And to see this universal desire for people to do good for each other, it's uplifting. 1.4 million Rotarians worldwide. It's just astronomical when you think of those. And just 20,000, that doesn't sound like a big number, but 20,000 from each of the different countries. Countries I don't even remember learning in geography classes growing up. Countries that are expanded, and countries that normally have conflict. People on our board of trustees from Pakistan, working with people from India, having the presence of the United Nations within Rotary. It's very, very uplifting. But it all starts with you. It's like the individual Rotarian who wants to do good work and who brings their talents together to do that good work. And we know some Rotarians, they don't have the time to give right now, but if they're writing the checks, I'm grateful for them. And I have the job of currently working within the foundation. I really did not know how much good work our foundation did until after I served as our district governor. And I know that means that other governors and other people that have worked within our organization don't know the gem that we have in our Rotary Foundation. Our Rotary Foundation has been recognized as the #1 charity in the world by Charity Navigator on several occasions, and we're always ranked in the top 10. That's the #1 charity over things you're familiar with. The Heart Associations, the Kidney Foundations, all the things you can think of that are do-goodery groups that advertise well that you know. Charity Navigator is reviewing those, and they've ranked Rotary International as the #1 charity in the world for even a non-Rotarian, for a person who's just a philanthropist, a person who just wants to do some good in the world, to give their money, to know that their money is going to where it's supposed to go. And the reason we continue to have that very high rating is because of people like you. It's because we have Rotarians doing the delivery. We aren't paying. We have a lot of volunteers doing jobs that would oftentimes be paid jobs for other charities. I'm currently serving with the Rotary International's Audit Committee, auditing our $billions of foundation. We gave over $100 million last year in grants. $100 million in 1 year. Auditing the foundation as well as Rotary International. This is a job that takes a lot of time, hundreds of hours a year, and it's done by a group of 9 volunteers. Additionally, we have volunteers when we do global grants, administering the global grant in the place we're working. I've had the joy of making several trips to Malawi, Africa. I had no interest when I first joined Rotary in going to Malawi, Africa. I didn't know anything about Malawi, Africa. But we had a mission as our district to help with girls' education in Malawi. In previous years, our district had raised money for water wells. And I know Linda was here at the time, and I don't know if too many other people in the E-Club were Rotarians 20 years ago in our district. But we raised money in an event that was put on by Kim Holland. And that was a Marvin Hamlish. Y'all know who Marvin Hamlish is? He wrote all the songs, show tunes. I had no idea who he was until I went to the event. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's playing everything I've ever heard from show tunes. So he was the big guy on Broadway. He came to our district, played music, piano, a little higher than the group, in a raise money for water wells in Malawi. The speech was so compelling about the need for clean, safe water that he ended up donating the money that we were paying him to buy water wells. In addition, at the meeting, several people like me 20 years ago didn't have a ton of money, but I wanted to help out. We agreed at our table we would fund a water well. Heck, it was only $300. And so we put in our money, and we each do water wells. We raised so much money, put in so many water wells. It was astounding. It was wonderful. They put the water wells where they were needed in Malawi, Africa. Several years later, they went to visit those water wells, and communities had sprung up around the wells. People wanted to live closer to where the water was. But in these communities, the girls no longer had to walk so far to get water, but the girls weren't getting to school. They realized that school was a paid commodity in Africa after the 8th grade. And the families felt it was a waste of money to educate a woman. And that didn't go well with our district governor's wife. L.B. Showalter was the governor, was Donna. We said, we need to raise money. We need to get some of these girls, get their high school diploma. They have the desire. They just don't have the funds. And they raised the money, and the district was wonderful. We gave $60,000. It only cost $400 to fund a girl's education at that time. We gave $60,000. The problem was we didn't have a connection with somebody in Africa to make sure that money was spent responsibly. And so that money sat in our district treasury for way too long. During my governor year, I went to visit Africa. We found a group that had a clinic in Africa. A group that was founded by a guy in Texas who made a lot of money doing internet early on. He created a company called CheaperThanDirt.com. And Cheaper Than Dirt, oh my gosh, they made a lot of money, and the owner wanted to put his money to where he thought he could do some good. So he funds a clinic in Malawi, Africa. The clinic is several acres, and they have demonstration farms that are to show the farmers how to get more good for each row they plant, how to irrigate, and how to use hybrid corns to grow faster and are hardier. The goats are a strain of goat, a breed of goat that is Malawi special, again, from the good people at A&M. And they had so much going on, but they didn't have education. And we said, we have the money if you will use your talent and your people there to make sure the right folks are getting access to this, and it's not going to the government. It's not going to some graft or some bribe paid to do this. We want the money going directly to educate the girls. They were able to put this money to work, and I was pleased to actually get to visit the villages. And this place in Africa, people don't go for fun. There is nothing there. Malawi is one of the safest, nicest countries. They've never had a civil war, unlike so many countries in Africa. And partly it's because there's nothing to fight over. They have no natural resources to speak of. But the young women who were 12, 13, 14 were very similar to our daughter Larkin. They had dreams. They have desires. They see the world now, and they want to have opportunity. And a high school diploma for them is like a college degree was in the United States in the 1950s. It opened so many doors. People are able to do so much. I'm so proud of our district. Thus far, we have had over 50 girls achieve their high school degrees, and 3 are going on to do even more than that. College is a big, big deal for them, and to do legal work. One of the first recipients of our money was a young lady who was in a refugee camp in Malawi. She had grown up in Rwanda. They had a civil war there, and they were forced out. And you can't imagine more barely getting by conditions than a refugee camp. And a refugee camp in a country like Malawi. She is moving on to college where she's looking to get a degree in law to work for social justice and peace and conflict resolution. And it's because of what we were able to do. A person who would never have had the opportunity, but who has such passion, has been given that opportunity. Now, I know a couple of y'all are familiar with this story because y'all lived it with me. My wife was there, and Linda and David were there. And some of you all may have seen some of the posts in our district. But for most people, they don't know. They give to the foundation knowing it's going to do some good work, but they don't really know the lives of the people it's impacting. And I tell you, I wish every Rotarian could see directly the people we're impacting. One of the reasons I love hearing about the work that y'all are having, Jack, it's been asked forever, but very few presidents are actually taking the time to ask about the volunteer work being done. One of the reasons I'm thrilled is because it re-energizes us. You know, Rotary is a wonderful organization, but it's very much like the church. And then if you give them a little bit of time, what are they going to want? More time. And all your money, that's right. They want it all. And Rotary, you guys are givers. It's tempting to just keep giving. And sometimes that well maybe running dry. You might get Rotaried out. How many of y'all here, we can do a show of hands without even screen, how many of y'all here have ever felt a little Rotaried out, having been the president of a club or having done a little bit more work than you meant to do? I mean, it happens, and if you don't have your hand up, you're lucky because you're better at saying no than the rest of us. But you can get Rotaried out. I know it's true. I know we don't talk about it, but it happens. But the solution for it is go see the people that you're benefiting. Take a look at the major impact you're having worldwide. You do a little bit of that, you're going to get totally rotarized. You rotary right back up and you're going to be doing something else. You can't do enough when you see what we're doing. And what a little bit here does someplace else is outstanding. It's just unbelievable the impact you're having on people all around the world. I have the job this year of working with 4 different districts for their foundation. Our district has 60 clubs, a couple thousand people. We have about 10,000 people across those 4 districts. 8, 10. And that's a lot of ability to do good work. We have a focus on doing work locally and doing things grassroots, but joining together to do work internationally. And I know that our friend Andy worked tirelessly on Rotary Out by now. McAnally has just done a ton of work trying to get this grant over the goal line for Mexico. But we're going back to Mexico. We're going to do some more of that work. So I encourage you to do the work, travel, see the work. If you ever get a chance, go to the international convention. Not that away. It's a beautiful place in the summertime, and they come see all of their kindred that one and same thing. As you do so,
Bill's frozen.
Yeah, I was just gonna put a chat, see if you can get it. Yeah, Bill, we're kind of losing you pretty bad there. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy conference schedule to meet with us. Have a blessed week.
You're fading out too.
I am. Well, I was typing and reading at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Miss. Oh, excuse me. If you guys would, Miss Lisa, just please tell Bill thank you if you talked to him tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we appreciate his time. Our club, we met as a board, and we are going to put it as a goal for next year to try to get every Rotarian every year to contribute to something to the foundation this year. So that's going to be kind of one of our goals. So,
He's back.
I'm back.
oh, there you go. Perfect.
We're talking about it.
But it comes up so well.
All right.
I can
Yes, Miss
hear you.
Lisa?
So you're wanting every Rotarian every year. Do you still want people to make contributions before June 30th this year to count for
Well,
last year?
we're going to
going
put in a
forward?
goal. We're going to put a goal in for next year, and we'll talk about what has this club has benefited from, specifically from the foundation, and kind of go over a little bit more on that grant process. And Foundation Day, I think it's in November.
You're
So
right.
Impolio is in October, and then Foundation is in November. So we're going to hold a campaign in November to try to get every Rotarian donate funds to the foundation that month.
Okay.
So thank you.
And I think it's an interesting thing that we wrote a lot of the giving rules to make it more fair for smaller clubs, even if they didn't have any given history, to get money from our
Yes.
foundation to do work they care about. And I think that when you see the dollars back to things we're directing as a club, it makes it easy to give. But even those funds that we're not directing, such as Peace Scholars, Peace and Conflict Resolution, we had our Peace Scholar. In fact, Linda could speak towards Peace Scholarship. That comes from us giving money to do bigger things than any one club by itself can do. The eradication of polio is another one of those things that no one of us can do it. And so we give to those causes as well. And well, I know a lot of clubs concentrate on what can we get out of the foundation. A lot of it's just to allow us to put the money out where we care as an organization and provide the funds for the organization to meet our shared vision and our shared mission. Any questions about the foundation until I get pulled off again?
Just gonna make some comments about Carrie, our Peace Scholar. She was in Switzerland at the international peace thing that they just had. And so she was one of the panelists there. So, you know, she's gone on. She's now living in California, teaching at the University of Irvine. And so I keep in contact with her almost weekly. So, but she's really expanding everything, really going forward.
Super. That's great to hear. Thank you, Miss Linda, for sharing.
I was gonna say she's the one that had the anthropologist, wasn't she? The
Yes.
school for that? Okay, that's what I was thinking.
She has her doctorates and she's been to the refugee camps in Myanmar and all that. So she knows what it is.
Oh my goodness. And most of the people, it's so competitive that for most of the people that y'all, if you can visit these scholars, they have interesting backgrounds. They have great stories, and they're just the kind of people you want to get to know. Like each of y'all. I mean, the stories of Rotarians here. That's what I like about the organization is we're able to also, for the good we do in the community, the good we do in the world, I think some of the best good we do is right here for each other and providing that friendship and fellowship with people that I respect and I enjoy being with. It's wonderful. I'm going to mute
Absolutely.
myself and let you wrap it up, Derek, and let somebody.
Awesome. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for coming. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys all showing up tonight. I know we're coming off of a Memorial Day weekend. Everybody's got travel plans and stuff. And I really appreciate you making Rotary a priority tonight. We appreciate you being here. So we'll see you guys at the second Tuesday in June. Oh my gosh, we're already in the summer. Any other last comments before we close today?
No, I got a text from Blake. Their power is out, and so that's why he's not on.
Okay. No worries.
He's saving his power for his cell phone.
Yes, there you go. Awesome. All right. Well, please join me in the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And fifth, will it be fun? So thank you guys. Have a great Tuesday night. We'll see you guys.